Alright, welcome to another episode of Jacob's Weekend Cooks. Today I got a treat muy especial. And by muy especial, I can't help but smile about it. It's right here under this foil pan. Decided to finally pull the trigger on it. I'm hella excited to cook it. In fact, I went and bought a specialty deal. Got a skewer, i.e. for rotisserie. So if you know anything about rotisserie, odds are you probably already know what I'm going to be cooking. So with that being said, let's do the reveal. Okay, here we are. We got a Snake River Farms 4.1 pound black grade picanha. I am really excited about this. I'm not too sure if you can see it on the video, but the marbling, wow, it's beyond beyond words that I got to describe it. So without any further ado, what I'm gonna do is cut it out, get it out of the package, and we'll see it right here on this cutting board. I changed my position. We already got this out of the package, rinsed off all the excess blood and whatnot. But check this out. Look at that marbling. It's beautiful. It does have a little bit of silver skin. That's not an issue. We can trim that off real easily. But look at this. Wow. And it's weird. Yeah. Like this fat kind of like melts in your hand. I've seen it on videos and where people explain the fat melts in your hand. Until you actually experience it in person, it's hard to explain it. But I don't know if you can see my hands. I dried this picanha off. There's no moisture on it. It's the fat that's actually rendering down right now. So like I said, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna trim off this silver skin and start prepping this bad boy. Cause what we're gonna do cooking this picanha is we're gonna cook it almost churrasqueria style, which is to put it on a skewer and then put it over an open flame, kind of like Fogo de Chao, Texas de Brazil, pretty much every Brazilian steakhouse out there right now. So without any further ado, let me get this trimmed up and then we'll get it separated for the skewers. Okay, I already trimmed up as much of the silver skin as I could. There's a little bit of meat on there. I might just throw this next to a fire just to get it a nice little sizzle. How we got silver skin crunch up, not crunch, but rather scrunch up, and I can salvage that little piece of meat. But anyways, if you're gonna be cooking this picanha on skewers, you gotta cut it the right way. There's a right way and a wrong way. If you're gonna cut these for steaks, your best option is to cut with the grain so you can make your steaks. So the final cut you make will be against the grain. But since we're gonna be putting this on a skewer, we're gonna cut it with against the grain. So when we cut it off the skewer, kind of like they do in the churrasquerias, slide off that little piece of meat, you're gonna get an end cut off the grain, across the grain. So anyways, across the grain for churrasqueria. That's what we're gonna do. Now the next part is the right size. Remember, you're gonna have to cut it kind of thick, probably about, I don't know, 1.5 inches thick, because it's gonna be a chunk of meat that you're gonna put on the skewer, and you're gonna be taking pieces off, taking pieces off, taking pieces off. So with that being said, cut it probably about 1.5 inches to 2 inches thick, and just nice straight lines. The last little one is gonna be a little baby piece of meat. You'll just put that on there by itself. So right now I'm gonna cut it up and then we'll start putting it on the skewer.
Hey Dad.
Okay. I already cut them into strips. The next piece is what you're gonna do is you're gonna fold them in half and then put your skewer through them. This is gonna be the fun part because the skewer I have is kind of thick. So I might have to cut a little hole in the fat, maybe with another knife, and run them through. So give me a little minute while I get everything situated and we'll stick these bad boys on the skewer. And by the way, look at that marbling. Oh my God, that's lovely, lovely. Here comes the fun part, actually stabbing the skewer onto the picanhas. And like I said, this is not the proper skewer for the Brazilian churrasqueria. It's what I had available to me. In fact, this is a universal kit from Next Grill, and wait till y'all go outside. Y'all gonna see how I rigged this up. But anyways, I'm gonna try to stab it on there and try to not make a mess and injure myself and end up in the hospital. yada, yada, yada. So first things first, you get your picanha and you kind of fold it in half. And now we got to stab it through. So what I'm going to do, without trying to injure myself again, make a hole on this side. And hopefully it goes through the skewer. If I have, well, you know what, let me make a bigger hole. Because really what I'm worried about is a fat cap not allowing the skewer through. So, let's see. Oh yeah, that's it. Okay. That's one picanha. And mind you, I'm no professional. So I'm probably, yeah, it looks kind of off-centered. It does roll with it, so we should be okay with that. Now we got our other picanhas to put on there. And to be honest with you, for being at home and then being Wagyu, even if you mess up the presentation, the taste is really what's really gonna amaze you. Okay? So now let's go with picanha number 2. Oh yeah, I felt that go through. Okay, looks about even. And yeah, you might think, Jacob, that's kind of thick to be cooking on a skewer. But no, remember, what we're gonna do is we're gonna be slicing off pieces as it's cooking. As a churrasqueria would. So don't think that it's too thick of a steak. You'll always have a properly cooked picanha on hand when you're ready. Okay?
Oh yes, good Dad.
And there's the hard part. Let's see if I can force it through. Okay, no, we're gonna have to maybe make a cut. Oh, there it is. I may file a point onto this, but I didn't want to ruin it being the first time I had it. But there it is. Okay. Got our last picanha. Oh, she fighting. Anyways, got our last one on there. Do they rotate? Yeah, they rotate, baby. So, okay, now that we got our picanhas already on our skewer, next question is, what do you season such a amazing cut of meat? How do you season it? How do you do it justice? Well, in my experience, the only thing you can use to season Wagyu, and I mean the only thing, if you use any other seasonings, meat tenderizers, don't buy the Wagyu. Stick with the Select, whatever you cook. If you're gonna be cooking Wagyu, the only thing is salt. I like to use kosher salt. You can use table salt, any kind of salt, as long as it's just salt. That's all you really need. Just season it liberally, because this is a big piece of meat. Okay, make sure you get all sides. And by all sides, I mean everything. I'm really excited, people. I'm really excited. This is... okay. This is like... I just won the lottery excited. And like I said, all I did, I decided we pulled the trigger, ordered from Snake River Farms. It came quickly. It came pretty well packaged. It was still frozen when I got it. They do take care in sending their meats. And no, this is not a plug for them. I'm not sponsored by them. This was the first people that I thought of when buying a picanha, because I've seen other videos, other cooks of picanha, and they use Snake River Farms, so I use them. Anyways, that's it. Now we're gonna take this bad boy outside and put it on my homemade rotisserie setup. And trust me, y'all are gonna freak out, but if it works, it works. So let's go outside. Okay, everybody, We're already outside. I'm excited. Threw some logs in there, some fresh logs, so you see some fire. But yeah, I got this set up at Home Depot actually. What it comes with is this motor bracket and another bracket. These two pipes I had laying around here at the house. They're about 3 foot long. Buried them about a foot and a half in. So these are about a foot and a half sticking out. Fire. This piece of pipe I had just to try to keep the heat in this area. I kind of don't want to overheat this box because right now I figure the temp is about, we're almost about 100 degrees Fahrenheit outside here in South Texas. But anyways, we're gonna let fire do its thing. This picanha, oh my God, looking amazing. Especially out here in the sunlight. I don't have the words to describe it. My vocabulary is not extensive enough to tell you how it looks here in plain sight. But like I said, all we're gonna do is let the fire give it that kiss, let everything cook. We'll chop off the exteriors as we go, and we'll always have cooked meat. So we're gonna let the fire do its thing. Okay, we've got a significant amount of browning on the picanha already. So we come to that most intriguing part, no, not intriguing, most amazing part of picanha is actually slicing off a piece and putting it out to the side. Mind you, I'm no professional gaucho, so I may mess this up. As long as I don't drop the meat into the fire or drop it on the ground, we're all right. But if I do drop it on the fire, drop it on the ground, I'm gonna pick it back up, probably take it inside, rinse it off, and eat it still anyways. So with that being said, I'll turn off this motor. You know what? Yeah, we'll turn off the motor. We'll get our knife and our tongs from our lovely assistant picnic table. And put this salt right here, kind of hold it down. Anyways, let's see. That's what we'll do. There you go. Now we're set up. Okay. Time to do the work of a gaucho. So we're gonna cutting it too thick. Make sure you get thin little slices, okay? Thin slices, remember that. Okay, let me turn it on again. Okay, it does have a little play in it, so it does want to rotate back. You want to know the best part about being the guy out here doing this? Is I get the first taste. So let's see this one, give it a little rotation. Oh yeah, on the pieces that I did cut, let's add a little bit more salt there. That might be a little much right there, but we'll be all right. Go a little, there we go. Okay, we'll stop it right there. Take a piece off over here. Mind you, this is hot. This picanha is cutting like butter. But remember, do thin slices. Don't do what I just did right there. Nice thin slices, that's what you want. If you're getting irregular pieces, that's fine too. This is where you're gonna shape that picanha, that final beautiful picanha at the end. Oops, I dropped a little piece of fat. Okay, let's cut off a piece over here. Oh baby, I almost lost that one. Okay, let's turn this bad boy back on. Let's put a little bit of salt. Turn it back on. Let the fire do its thing. I think I just learned something about this rotisserie. I think if I turn it off, turn it back on. Oh no. I thought it had a rotate feature backwards and forwards. But anyways, we'll let the fire do its thing. Look, I'll probably take a piece off of this. Let's stop it right there. That's a little too thin. Okay, turn her back on. And like I said, man, I'm sweating up a storm. Anyway, let's give it a try. Get a nice little piece. Got a little bit of fat on there. Holy. Okay. I cannot explain. No, I can't explain the flavor. I'm sorry. Okay, you know that feeling? If you've ever had picanha at the Brazilian steakhouse, and that feeling that you get when you first try picanha ever? Okay. This is like I just tried picanha again for the first time. This is it's a different kind of experience. It's amazing. I have no other words to describe it. It's straight up amazing. Wagyu picanha. Okay, picanha is already the queen. Now you got Wagyu picanha. This is like the queen of queens. So yeah, it's wow. I can't wait to finish cooking all of this and take it inside. Man, I really want to grub on this right now. So like I said, we'll let the fire do its thing and let it finish off the rest of this picanha, and then we'll go back inside. Alright, we're already on the third round of getting meat from this. Right now I'm going to stop it on the top side. Let's see. And hold what you got. Alright. Nothing different, nothing special's changed. Just cut a little slice off the top. Try to work as fast as possible because that fire is hot. And just take what you need. Let's see. Ooh, ooh. And be careful. If you got a rotisserie such as mine, try to cut towards the motor, not away from the motor. Because you could have a very bad disaster by dropping all the meat. Okay, cut a piece off this little baby. It's hot. Maybe buy some gloves or something for this or for the next time. Let's go to the other side. I don't know if you recall how thick this bad boy was. It was probably about 2 inches thick, 2.5 inches thick. We're down to about maybe 1.5 inches. Okay, let's stop right there. Hold what you got. Continue cutting. Okay, we're almost all the way through on this piece right here. So we're almost to the point where we're just gonna have to take it off the skewers. The skewer, not the skewers. So yeah, we're almost to the end, guys. All right, everybody. I think we got our last little trim that we're gonna get off of this one. So we're actually gonna trim this off and then cut it off the skewer. This bad boy right here still got a little bit of meat left over. So let's get this little process started. Hopefully I don't drop it into the fire. But like I said earlier, if I drop it into the fire, I'm gonna pick it out, rinse it off, and eat it. And truth be told, if it fell into the coals, into the embers, that's fine. As long as there's no like dirt down there or whatever, sand, you're okay. But I got mostly embers in here, so we'll be all right. Okay, here goes the last slice of this bad boy over here. That fire rip roaring hot. Okay, that one's done. I'm gonna see if I can slice it off the skewer without dropping it. So let's see. Okay, there it is. That'll be a good little steak for somebody. Okay, now we got this last one left over, this little baby one back here, which I think I'm just gonna cut it off because it's really not that big. Yeah. Okay. We'll get our little slice off of this chunky bad boy right here. Give it a little rotation. I think it does have a reverse switch. Yeah, it does. I guess after so many turn ons or power ons or whatever, it rotates the other way. I guess it's some kind of motor feature to save the motor or something. But anyways, okay, we're at that point. Get the slice off of this bad boy. There's that. Okay, let's turn it back on. Put our salt on it real quick. Come on, baby. And there we are. Ooh, it's a little too much salt right there. I'll scrape it off. And this will probably be the last rotation for this one. Once it gets that nice little crust, I'll cut it off and take it inside. Alright, we'll let the fire do its thing. This is the last one here. I think we're going to cut it off already. Got a nice little crust on it already. We don't want to over dry out this area back here. So what we're going to do, same thing we did on the other ones. Cut it off from the skewer and put it on our pan. Let's turn it off. Oh yeah, and it's done. Get flies out of our damn thing. Okay. Sorry I had to use some foul language, but yeah, flies were inside our meat. We're done with this. Let's go ahead and take it inside.
Here. And now I need this.
All right, everybody, here we are inside the house. Got our picanha served on a plate. I got chunks of picanha as well as the strips that I was cutting off, and then a side of corn. Corn, simple, put it in the pit, wrapped in a foil with some butter, and let it cook, let it do its thing. I did chop it off the cob, and obviously I'm probably not the best guy to do that. So anyways, the star of the show is not the corn on the cob. That's a side, that's a co-star, that's a background, that's an extra. Anyways, the star of the show is this Wagyu picanha, and boy, oh boy, I am excited. And look, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I did take little bites here and there. That's the perks of being the cook, the chef, and it's man, I don't have the vocabulary to describe it. The flavor, the texture, it's something different. It's a whole different animal, pun intended, I guess. But yeah, I'm gonna take a bite right now, and I'm gonna try to explain to you what I'm getting. First off the bat, like I said, slice off picanha. Take a little bite. Gotta make sure it got enough bite to where I chew it, but not enough to where I can still talk. Anyways, let's see. I don't know if you can see the marbling in here. Man, it's probably hard from the camera and then the lighting. But the marbling from earlier, man, it was intense. Oh. That crust, the texture, the flavor. Okay, they say Wagyu melts in your mouth, right? It's not that it melts in your mouth, it's just that the meat is so tender, so different that it like, okay, you could say it melts in your mouth. But anyways, there's no real, you don't chew. Like, when you get a typical steak where you gotta take that bite, you gotta force it through. It's not, it's tender. Okay? And then y'all saw the seasoning that I used. It was just salt. Salt on picanha is the best thing you can do. You do not want to mask the flavor of this beef, because this beef, it has a richness to it that, like I said, my vocabulary isn't extensive enough to describe the flavors that I'm getting from this beef, but it's a different flavor. It's a different texture, different flavor, and it's just amazing. Yeah, that's perfect, perfect. Picanha, there is no equal to picanha, especially when it's a Wagyu picanha. And here's the big chunk. Okay. The other piece I had, it had some fat cap, not a lot. This piece I just ate, the fat got to render out, the fat cap got charred. Think of it like eating bacon but with beef. Okay, that's what I'm trying to get at. This is like beef bacon, I guess. So yeah, it's excellent. But I got a little surprise for y'all. And y'all are probably gonna hate me for this, but like I say in all my videos, no recipe is perfect. Even the perfect recipe of salt with picanha. Cause what I'm about to do is gonna be blasphemous to a lot of people. Cause I'm gonna add a secret ingredient, or not so secret, some garlic powder. And you're probably wondering, why garlic powder? Well, when I do steaks, typically, it's usually salt, pepper, and garlic. But today we're just gonna do salt and garlic. This is what you would probably get at a Texas de Brazil, Fogo de Chao, all them Brazilian churrasquerias. They always have picanha, garlic picanha. So we'll add a little bit of garlic, and I know y'all gonna hate me on this, but I don't care. It's something else. We gotta try it. Can't go too much on the garlic because garlic is very strong. Just something different. Let's see how this goes. I have a feeling this is really gonna push it over the level. This is gonna be whoa. Yeah, the garlic on the picanha is really where it's at. It adds another layer of flavor to the picanha. It's already delicious, the beef. Don't get me wrong, the beef is already delicious. But to add something else to it, man. And I feel like we could add one more thing to this picanha, and it would be that butter. And I don't know if y'all remember the butter from my other Wagyu cooks. It's a black and white truffle finishing butter from HEB. Bro, if we had that butter with this steak, we're done. That's it. There's nothing else that could top that. Nothing. You could, whatever. Say you could go to France or whatever, or anything, Japan. Nothing would top that. Picanha, queen of steaks, and I said picanha like 1,000 times, and I'm gonna keep on saying it. Picanha, this is a queen of steaks. And yeah, there's a king of steaks, but remember, the queen's the one always in charge, and here she is, sitting right here on this table, on this plate. Picanha. And okay, and then a review on the my little homemade setup. I bought that Next Grill Rotisserie at Home Depot, and I bought it just for this. And I'm gonna be honest, it was the only unit I could find in my area. So I was a little bit worried it was not gonna perform for the task, right? So I bought it. I said either we're gonna do it. If it doesn't work, I'll just have to rotate that skewer by hand. And I'm amazed. It was a little bit pricey. To be honest with you, I don't know the prices you can get on like Amazon or something like that. But for 55 bucks, it did its job. And I want to say it did it well because I didn't have no problems. It turned on first try. The parts came together. Yes, it was custom. It's a universal kit, mind you. So I had to do some drilling, some cutting, and stuff to make it work for that. Because really, the universal kit is intended for a propane grill or a gas grill. It actually, all the diagrams inside the instruction manual are for a grill. So I had to make it work for my situation. So I kind of think outside the box. So, anyways, the next grill, universal rotisserie kit, excellent. Can I recommend it right now? Only time will tell because this is the first cook I've had it with. I don't want to say it's gonna last 5-10 years. I do not know that yet. But as of right now, I'm giving that next grill a thumbs up. Okay, on this Wagyu Picahna from Snake River Farms. If you ever have the chance to buy it, I would recommend you buy it and try it. And excuse me, I'm gonna be honest with you. You cannot mess up Wagyu Picahna or Wagyu anything aside from actually catching it on fire and burning it. Because the amount of marbling that this meat has, you can cook it all the way to well done and it'll still be just as savory as your medium rares, your rares, and for y'all weirdos out there, blue steaks. So yeah, I recommend, highly recommend trying Snake River Farms. You'll get your package in a couple days. They'll deliver it to your front door full of ice. Heck, I even got a nice little bag. I don't know where the little bag's at anymore. And yeah, try them out. Let's see, what else do I got? What other review do I got? I believe that's it. I got a little surprise coming this following weekend. I got another cook that I'm gonna do for my wife's birthday. So y'all gotta stay tuned to see that one. And trust me, y'all are gonna want to see that one. So I got nothing else to say. I'm gonna eat this plate, destroy this plate, get some more Wagyu Picahna. Picahna. How many times have I said that already? And I don't know, finish the rest of the day. So hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that share button, and let everybody know, hey, Jacob's cooking up picanha, and it tastes pretty good. Until next time, this is Jacob saying peace.